Welcome, it's good to see you're still with me. In video 2, I spoke of dollar debt and the stress it caused me when this was my sole focus. I also introduced the concept of percentage debt. Video 3 gave an example of a couple willing to speculate to accumulate and how this created additional wealth. In this video, I'm going to introduce a couple of other debts and how they relate. After viewing this video, you'll be invited to contact me for a consultation to discuss, in detail, the things we can't possibly cover in such a short time. But first, an example I hope will further your understanding. Let us imagine at any point in your life, you find yourself with $1 million worth of property and $0 debt. If, for whatever reason, you decide to take the money and run, you would have $1 million. Now, imagine if your dollar debt was $5 million. You might have heart palpitations at this stage, but bear with me. Imagine if your percentage debt was 50%. This means you would have property worth $10 million. Once again, if you decided to take the money and run, you would have $5 million. Which would you prefer? I'm sure you'll agree the answer is pretty obvious. The most frequent question I get asked is, how can I afford another property? I'm struggling to make ends meet as it is. What I'm really being asked is, I only know dollar debt. Is there any other way? Before I answer that question, I'd like to introduce two other pieces of this puzzle: actual debt and potential debt. Imagine you have a property worth $1 million. If your percentage debt is 50%, your actual debt will be $500,000. If your potential percentage debt is 80%, your potential actual debt will be $800,000. What this means is that you will now have $300,000 in cash reserves. Now, imagine if you had $10 million in property. If all of the above were the same, you would have cash reserves of $3 million. It is these cash reserves, if managed correctly, which make all the difference. I must warn you, if they're not managed correctly, you will be up the creek without a paddle. However, if managed correctly, you'll be up the creek with an outboard motor without a care in the world. I kept my wealth creation strategy to myself for many, many years. I was not prepared to share this with anyone until I proved to myself that it worked. When I did share this concept, I was pleasantly surprised to learn I wasn't a trailblazer as I thought I was. Many other people had a similar strategy. I just wish they'd shown me years earlier how to do it. At night, I sleep soundly because I know if I sell my investment properties, I can repay my loans, I will own my house outright, and I will have money in the bank. I heard a saying once, it's easier to make $1 million than to save $1 million. How true this is. There are 3 types of people in this world. Some people make things happen. Some people watch things happen. Others ask, what happened? Which one are you? My offer to you is simple. If you make the effort to contact me, I'll provide as much information as you want so that you can make an informed decision. If you're ready to make the change, take 2 minutes to fill out the form and apply for a consultation.